Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to our chemistry class. Today I want to discuss about the principles like Aufbau principle, Pauli's exclusion principle and Hund's rule. Okay friends, actually these principles are used to determine the electrons occupying the orbitals. So the following the means by following these principles we can determine in which orbitals electrons occupy. Okay friends, let us start. First, Aufbau principle. Okay, Aufbau is a German word. Okay, the meaning of Aufbau is build up or building up. Okay, see, according to this principle, the statement is electron always occupy orbital with lowest energy. Okay, electron always occupy orbital with lowest energy. So we should know the order of energies for the orbitals. Okay, actually this is the order friends. So the relative energies of atomic orbitals. Okay, these order is based on the Euler's diagram friends. Okay, I think you have idea about the Euler's diagram means see, of course here I mentioned roughly friends. Okay, just go and google it friends if you don't have idea means. Okay, this is means this is the relative energies of atomic orbitals. Okay, here knowing about the relative energies of atomic orbitals is important because here according to our Aufbau principle electron always occupy orbital with lowest energy, no? So we should know the order of energies of atomic orbitals friends. Okay, next see 1s atomic orbital has lower energy as closer to the nucleus. In our previous video we have already discussed that. Okay, the orbital which is closer to the nucleus will be having the lowest energy and the orbital which is far away from the nucleus will be having the higher energy. So here see means 1s atomic orbital has lower energy because as it is closer to the nucleus. Okay, this 7s orbital will be having the higher energy because it will be far away from the nucleus, no? So that point I have mentioned here. Next, see second principle friends, Pauli's exclusion principle. So according to Pauli's, okay, here we have a two statements. Okay, no more than two electrons can occupy each atomic orbital. So in a single atomic orbital only two electrons, okay, two electrons means two electrons can be possible. So here accommodation of two electrons, only two electrons can be accommodated in the atomic orbital. That is the statement according to Pauli's exclusion principle. Next, the two electrons must be of opposite spin. We said that two electrons can be accommodated in a single orbital, no? So the two electrons and they must have the opposite spin. So means the plus half and the minus half. So they must have the opposite spin. Okay, next, sorry, next, Hund's rule. See, according to Hund's rule electron pairing takes place only after all orbitals have filled with single electron each. See, according to Hund's rule electron pairing, okay, I think you have idea about the pairing. Okay, pair means two electrons. So in order to accommodate two electrons in an orbital, here Hund's rule should be followed. So here Hund's rule states that electron pairing takes place only after all orbitals have filled with a single electron each. We can also say like electron pairing takes place only after all orbitals have been filled with single electron each, like that. Okay, next, see, when there are degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbitals means the orbitals which are having equal energies or the orbitals having the same energies. Okay, when there are degenerate orbitals an electron will occupy the empty orbital. Okay, means if the orbitals which are having equal energies are present means here in this case electron will occupy empty orbital before it will pair up with another electron. So instead of pairing up with another electron, just here the electron occupies the empty orbital. Okay, this occurs because okay, means to pair up the electrons energy is required, no? So that here instead of pairing, first means first electron enters into the empty orbital. Okay, after all the orbitals have been filled with a single electron then only the pairing occurs. Okay, this is a Hund's rule friends. Okay, next let us have a look at the problem friends. See, in the question they have given a potassium and its atomic number is given as 19, and the question is in this potassium one unpaired electron is present. Okay, what orbital does unpaired electron occupy? So they have given that in the potassium single unpaired electron is present, and what orbital does unpaired electron occupy? Okay, just means to answer this, just we should have idea about the electronic configuration. We know atomic number of potassium is 19. Okay, argon means atomic number of argon is 18, so argon 3d1. So here one unpaired electron occupies the d orbital. Okay, that's it. Next problem, means this is actually not the problem, friends. Just they asked us to write the electronic configurations for the chlorine, bromine and iodine. So they asked us to write the electronic configuration for the halogens, friends. Okay, yes, these are the electronic configurations for the halogens, friends. Next, see, according to Lewis theory, okay, according to Lewis theory, an atom will give up, accept or share electrons to achieve filled shell or an outer shell that contains 8 electrons. See, according to the Lewis theory, okay, we know that atom may give electrons or accept electrons or share electrons. Okay, these activities like giving, accepting or sharing, all these things are just to achieve the fully filled shell or to get 8 electrons, or the octet rule. Okay, that is according to the Lewis theory. Next, see, elements that have a low ionization energies or electropositive. Okay, what is ionization energy or the ionization potential? Means the energy required to remove an electron. Means here we are removing the electron. Removing the electron means if we remove a electron from the particular atom, then that atom will definitely get the positive charge, no? So that elements which are having a low ionization energy or electropositive, because they readily lose electron and become electropositive. Next, see, these two are important points, friends. Here we have two terms like core electrons and valency electrons. So core electrons means electrons which are present in the filled shells. Okay, they are the core electrons. Core electrons. These core electrons do not participate in the bonding. Okay, next, electrons in shells that are not filled are called valency electrons. These valency electrons participate in bonding. Okay, just try to remember the try to remember the terms like core electrons and valency electrons. Okay, core electrons means electrons in the filled shells. Okay, valency electrons means electrons that are not filled in the shells. Okay, those. Next, see, number of valency electrons is a major factor determining an element. Okay, means just based on the number of valency electrons we can determine the major factor of an element. Okay, next, like chemical properties. Okay, next, see, elements in the same column, okay, or the same group will be having a similar chemical properties. Okay, so elements which are present in the same group or the same column will be having a same chemical properties. Thus the chemical behavior of element depends on its electronic configuration. Next, electrons. See, usually the electrons which are present in the filled shells, the two completely filled shells, are not shown. Okay, only valency electrons are shown as dot. Okay, see, electrons which are present in the completely filled shells are not shown. Only valency electrons are shown as dot. Okay, see, we know that in the 1A group element single valency electron is present, no? So that single valency electron is represented in the form of a means a dot. Okay, see, if a single electron which is present on these okay, on these elements or removed, means that they definitely gets the positive charge, because here we are removing the electron, no? So obviously these elements are going to get the positive charge. That's it. Okay, hope you understood this. Next, friends, see, here I have taken one more example, fluorine. Okay, atomic number of fluorine is 9. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. Okay, valency electrons are 7. Okay, means here in order to get the octet, it requires one electron. Means here electron should be added to the electron to get 8 electrons or to get octet. Okay, see, here when an atom acquires an electron, means, see, in the last example we have discussed okay, the energy required to remove an electron, means in the previous example we are removing an electron, but here we have to add the electron. So the energy required to add an electron is nothing but the electron affinity. Okay, that thing we have to remember. Okay, see, friends, see this thing, elements that readily acquires an electron, that is electronegativity, means they easily acquire an electron and thereby become negatively charged, because here we are adding the electron to the fluorine, no? Okay, so that this atom will get the negative charge. Similarly chlorine also, friends, here also, here we are adding the electron, no? So that here also it will get a negative charge. Okay, hope you understood this concept, and thank you.